Hello, I'm Cecilia Louie of Paper Zen. In this video, I'll be showing you how to quill the outline of the lowercase letter U. I already have my strip ready to go and I've already folded along all the corner areas. All that's left to do now is to form this curve and this curve. I've already transferred my letter to my work surface, and if you don't know how to do that, just watch some of my earlier videos. Okay, let's get started on these curves. So this curve here only starts about here. So what I want to do is protect this straight area. So what I tend to do is put that corner right there and then grip my strip right here and soften where I'm expecting that curve to happen on this strip. And then I set it back down and just check the fit. So I have a little bit more straight area to come right about here. So I need to uncoil that just a little bit right there. And then recurve right here. And I'm using a crochet hook because I prefer this circumference, but you can certainly use your quilling needle as well. So that's getting closer, and just a little bit more at that tail end right there. And because it's getting so close to this guy, I'm not getting the kind of curve I'm expecting to get in there, so I'm just going to gently roll it on my finger instead. And I think that's actually okay. I know it doesn't look like that right now, like when I release it, but when I go to glue and I set this part down and I set this straight part down, I can tackle this curve, and I'm pretty sure I can tame that curve because it's close enough. Okay, so now we've got this part already formed, so we just need to put this part of the curve in. So again, I'm just going to put the corner, match it up to there, and see where do I need to protect. So I need to protect it right about here, but after that, that's where it wants to be curved. So it's getting close, so I just need to accentuate that curve right there a little bit more. And I'll do that by digging in right here a bit more. And that's pretty much there. Okay, we're ready to glue. Before I glue my letter onto my work surface, I'm going to study it and see how do I want to tackle this. And because I see two straight areas that line up here, I'm going to tape a stiff plastic card onto my work surface using removable tape, and that's going to act as a ruler or a guide to help these two straight areas line up with one another, because we don't want it to do that. So it's going to make our job easier if we tackle it that way first, okay? So after tackling that, then I'll glue this part and then the rest will follow. So I've put down some glue and I've smeared it, and if you don't know why I smear it, please watch my glue video and you'll see more details about that. So what I'm going to do is dip just this straight area into the glue. And then I just kind of run my tweezers alongside this edge and push it up against the card to make sure I'm straight on the full length of it. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on this straight area. Okay, so now that this card has served its purpose, I'm just going to take it away. And these two are corners, so it's not a big deal to just kind of bend them out of the way for now. And I'm just going to tackle this straight area first. So I'm just going to gently tug a little bit to the left as I place this strip, and that's going to make my strip taut and straight. So because this part here is straight, I'm going to tackle that first and leave this part alone. When you tackle all the segments in just portions at a time, it's so much easier to control everything. So I know that this part here is unglued, and if I wanted to, I could shift it any which way I want to. So just make sure that this is conforming the way you want. Make any last minute adjustments before you go adding glue to it. So now you got to look from the side and you'll see some light. Depending on which direction your light source is coming from, I can see a halo of light, and it tells me exactly where there is no glue and whether I've lifted it up so that my thin card can pass underneath it. And then remember, lift it up again, because you don't want to be scraping glue on the side of your strip. And make sure when you go to do that final pressing that you're looking straight down at your work. Okay, so now these corners can be bent back into place. It didn't harm them at all. And actually, I'm just going to keep this guy out of the place for now, because I'm going to tackle this one first. So before I do, I just want to make sure, is there anything amiss? No? Okay, safe. Because there's nothing worse than having your glue strip ready and wet and you have nowhere to put it because you realize, oh no, you need to change one aspect of it. Okay, folks, look at that. There's a little bit of spidery glue skin here because it's quite hot. It's the height of summer in Vancouver right now, so my craft room is quite warm and my glue is drying faster than I imagined. So if you find that developing and you don't want to risk having glue all over your work, then it's a good idea to get a new puddle going. And you know, honestly, I don't have anyone that I'm giving this to. I don't know anyone who has the beginning of the letter U in their name, so I'm not going to be too worried about the skin developing on my glue. So I'm just going to carry on. So I'm just tackling the straight edge area here. And because this area here is predetermined, I want to get that secure. So I'm going to bring the stiff plastic card back and line it up on that edge right here. And that's going to help me make sure that this doesn't go too far this way or go too far this way. So I'm just going to tackle just the one segment for now. Again, that skin is developing, not a big deal in my case. Okay, so I'm just going to take away the card because it served its purpose. And so there's no glue here up to here, and that makes it fairly easy for me to tackle. So what I'm going to do is dip right here. Okay, so I've glued this portion, so I just have this curved area to do now. So really, there's no stress when you decide to do it a portion at a time. Okay, so now I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that glue, and by a little bit I mean that much. And what I'm going to do is push aside that flap and run the glue along that edge, and then come back and bring those two corners together. And that's how you're going to get a sharp corner. And that's how you glue the lowercase letter U. Don't forget to visit my blog to download your free template to give it a try. As for how to fill in the letters, please watch my previous videos for a variety of ideas. I want to keep improving my tutorials, so would you let me know what tip was new for you in the comments below, or what technique you enjoyed learning about most? If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give it 2 thumbs up. Thanks, and see you next time.